What is going on, everybody? So we've got, our guest here. There we go. Now we've got it fixed up a little bit better. Welcome, everybody, to episode 10 of Let Her Rip, the series. Of course, the spin-off show from Let Me Get That Potograph, where for a couple hundred episodes or so, we brought you we took a look at products from an audio standpoint. Now, thanks to Topps, Panini, and a bunch of other companies around the world, we're able to give this to you as a visual experience, open up some awesome wax for you like we have for you today, give away some cool cards, talk the hobby, anything in between. You know, you guys know how it is. We want as much interaction and as much conversation going on in the comments as possible. The more that happens, the more likely I am to stop, turn around, go into our pile, and start throwing away stuff because I like to do that. But as you can see, I do have a very special guest joining me today, and very, very happy to have him on because one thing we've talked about a lot, and we talked about on this show, was the amount of new content that's coming out and the amount of great new content that there is in the hobby right now. And my guest today is relatively new in the hobby world, at least, of content creation. I don't know his background outside of it, but is pretty local to me, actually. But has taken the hobby, at least, and YouTube has grown an incredibly good following and puts out some incredible content. But Kenneth Fornos, thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, brother. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, dude. So before we get into everything, guys, which today, thanks to the wonderful folks at Topps, we will be busting Tier 1 baseball, which we'll be diving into in just a moment. But, since I'm having guest hosts on and stuff, I do want to take some time also to get to know the host a little bit as well. So, I mean, you and I know each other a little bit. We see each other at a lot of the same shows, know a lot of the same people, like I said, in the same general area. But what made you get back? What made you get into the hobby? Because your channel, your YouTube channel, while relatively young, is quite large. Has an incredible following, and the content is great. But as you had told me before, you kind of just got back into the hobby. So what made you go to content creation, or is that something you've been doing before in other areas of life, or how'd that come about?
Yeah, so I got into it about a year and a half. At first, I was doing already content creation in general, doing like cinematic film, trying to do cinematic film, as well as thrifting and vlogging and thrifting. And then finally, like, I got back into the hobby, and I was like, well, let me just document this experience of, having fun in the hobby again. And it went from ripping so much wax to talking about the hobby because I love sports. Right. And then we transitioned to the live experience, giving you pretty much the experience as if you're right there with me, vlogging at every show and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw you at the Dallas show. I loved the way that it's a very unique way and a different avenue that a lot of people aren't going when you do it live like that. It has a pretty cool feel to it. I like it quite a bit. So glad to have you on the show today to rip a box with us. But like I said, guys, we are going to dive into 2021 Topps Tier 1 baseball. So thanks to Emily and the fine folks at Topps for the box today. But Tier 1 baseball is, Kenneth, I don't know how big of a baseball fan you are or how much of the baseball. What's up, Brad? I don't know how much, you dabble in the baseball card hobby, but Tier 1 is one of those products that it's still on the lower end of the spectrum when you look at money, look at like price wise. I mean, you can get hobby boxes of this for under $250 or so, which in this day and age is absurd. But at the same time, it provides some incredible value. So, are you familiar with Tier 1? Is this something that you've seen too much of, or is this going to be a new product for you as well?
The new product. First time
awesome.
Watching this live. First time
And
watching
see,
this live.
And see, that's why I want to see that, and that's why I wanted to have you on, because that's what this show is we want to show people a product and take a look at it. And I know you being someone that's making, content and looking at this and being a collector yourself, you always want to see all these new products, what's coming out. And to me, one of the coolest things about all of this stuff is the amazing different types of stuff you can have. And that's what Tier 1 is really known for. Tier 1 is, they made their name off of the one thing that everybody loves, and it's kind of the crown jewel of everything, and that, of course, would be the bat barrels. I don't know if you've seen them before, Kent, but they're the autographed or non-autographed, but they're game-used bat barrels. And so those kind of gave it a cult following. There's a lot of cut autographs in here. There's a lot of on-card autographs in here, and a lot of just mix of old school and rookie autos. It's a product that's not all about the rookies. And I don't know about you, and I kind of want to hear your feelings on this, but to me, like a product like Chronicles, you open it up and there's 3 vets in a pack, and that's it. But I kind of like a product that focuses on some of the old school stuff as well, some of the old school players, some of the history of the game, as opposed to just a fully rookie-centric product.
Yeah, I remember I was ripping Bowman baseball whenever, it was common to find wax on the shelves. And I just wanted to rip Bowman baseball for fun, honestly. You just go to the store, it's there sitting. But it was a bunch of rookies. It's hard to I do want that mixture of everything. I like looking at older cards. I like looking with baseball cards. I do like it when they do the retro series.
Yes.
Like when they do like the retro and then they put like a refractor onto it. There's this nice Mike Trout that I pulled out of Topps Chrome last year, and it's like some retro of like the 80s or 70s, and I really like it.
Yeah. Oh no, and I actually know the actual card you're talking about is the 85 Redux series, and they're beautiful. The old school cards really do some cool stuff, and Tier 1 does a nice job. It's very as you can tell by the box, it almost gives away a little bit of the design. But we're going to pull up the hit cam now, which I know is what everyone is waiting for. They don't want to hear me talk all day. This is, of course, the product. So here we are once again with Tier 1 baseball. Now, what you're going to be getting per box here, this is a small break. This is not, if you're looking for something for you and the kids to sit at home and break for hours and hours and hours, you're going to have to buy a case, because it's a 3-card pack. You're looking at 2 autographs and 1 relic card. And, some of those autos could be patch autos, cut autographs, booklets. There's booklet relics, all types of stuff. But you're looking at 2 autographs, 1 relic card per box. And like I said, some of the things you've got bat barrels. Most of the different, and I kind of like this as well, is one thing that's very different about this is the parallels are the ink color, as opposed a lot of the parallels are the ink color that they're signed on, as opposed to changing the design up that much and changing the color up that much, which makes for a different rainbow. There's not a lot of variation. These start pretty low. This is not a mass-produced product. They start pretty low. And then I think there's 2 or 3 ink pattern parallels, but that's really about it in terms of what you're looking at in terms of variation. And how do you feel about that, Kenneth? When you're building a rainbow, if you're somebody that's a rainbow collector, is that something that, is the different ink color something that, you look at and you like that kind of aspect, or do you want the card to have a different color? Do you want it to be a purple, a green, because they've kind of chosen to go a different route this way with this product?
So I've only tried to build 1 rainbow, and that's of my PC in basketball.
Sure.
And it's hard to build a rainbow because you got the 1 of 1, the 1 of 25, and sometimes they're expensive. But I do like the full card parallel. The ink is, it's cool. At least I'm not too familiar with the ink change, but I'd rather want like a full green, a full purple parallel, or a full blue. Just so it sticks out a little more when you're doing the rainbow.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, without further ado, we are going to dive right into it. I left my cutter in the other area, so we're going to use a pen here and try not to destroy this packaging because I do like to at least show up the packaging a little bit. One thing about Topps, their cellophane is quite sturdy. Always has been. But Tier 1 baseball, it came out, it's been out about a month now, so it's not, brand new, but it's still pretty new. There's not, like I said, it is not a mass-produced product. It's low-numbered stuff. The checklist is pretty big, however, the stuff is low-numbered. So while there is a lot of legends, there is, your normal smaller stuff mixed in as well. But so your general box here, a lot of people familiar with, especially for one card packs. So here we go. So we're going to open up Topps Tier 1, and it folds open to the beautiful silver pack. Nice and thin here. I don't know if that's good or bad, but bat barrels or redemptions or what. I don't know how this product works. So here we go. I personally have actually never opened up a box of this. I have owned a lot of it, but I've never opened a box of it. So once again, shout out to Emily and everyone at Topps. But here we go. Topps 2021 Tier 1 baseball. You guys are very, very quiet in the chat tonight. I know we started off late tonight, and I hope that's not the reason why. Maybe it is, maybe not. But, the louder you get, the more stuff I happen to want to give away. What's up, Jacob P? Yeah, better late than never, man. We've got next week. We're actually going to be off because I'll be at the Philly show, traveling there. So a lot of information coming up, but did have a late start tonight. Okay, so here we go. Start off with our relic card. And we've got a certified Tier 1 of Miguel Sano, numbered to 399. So that's this looks to be their base relic design. And I like it. It has an immaculate feel to me, almost a little bit. I don't know about you, Kenneth. I want to hear your thoughts on it in just a minute. I really the side feel, the kind of the foil corners, it gives it almost an immaculate style feel. I do like that they use photography and they use the actual background as opposed to just making an artificial background. I hate that so many cards have an artificial background these days, but I like the card. The patch window, solid, for not being their jumbo option, but it's a nice card, numbered to 399. This is obviously their base, but solid hit for a relic.
It looks good. It looks good. I like it. It does look like that immaculate.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying there. It definitely looks like immaculate.
Yeah, I definitely get a little bit of that aspect of it, which is nice when you're considering the price of a box of Immaculate compared to a price of a box of Tier 1. I will say that. I mean, that absolutely. So here we go with, I believe these, let me take a look at the box here because I am pretty sure these may be a case hit. Let's see if it is. I've got some of my autograph stuff up here. Let's see in the notes before we pull it up and show it because it is quite a nice one. Let's see. Yes, this is one of, it looks like, the case hits, which is pretty awesome. So, no, wait. Okay, no, this is one of the regular autographs that they do have. So we've got next up Luis Garcia, number 92 out of 300 rookie auto. I absolutely love this kid's autograph. I think it is absolutely beautiful. And I really, really like this card. The design of this card to me is gorgeous. The finish of it is almost, we talked about it the other day, guys. It's got that museum feel to it. It's a little bit different than your average card stock as opposed to almost an acetate, but not quite. I don't really know how to describe it exactly. I think there's multiple different type of materials going into it. But I love it's kind of got you can tell there's a little a filter that's gone over the card to give it like that little old school feel. That's what I'm saying, Jacob. The background on the card is absolutely beautiful. And Kenneth, I don't know your feelings on the card, but this is for a rookie auto. If I'm a Luis Garcia collector, if I'm chasing autos, this is a beautiful looking card to me.
No, it looks nice. I do like the background. I wish I was there to see it more in person, but it does look really clean on the surface. It looks like it's got like a slight matte finish.
Yeah, it's a sheen. It's definitely a sheen, but it's the filter. It's the way they've got this filter that gives it this almost matte feel, even though it's got the sheen on it, which really is a perfect way of describing what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. When coincidentally, two Topps products. It's this new type of stock that they're using that I think is quite beautiful. And I'll tell you the truth, it's wonderful for grading, because I am looking at this stuff, and unlike Immaculate, where you get a little too big and you get whitening, this stuff is very solid. The corners are very sharp. There's no whiting on this stuff. These are very sharp corners, very nice corners. And it's because I think of the quality of the card itself. And it does help that Luis Garcia has an awesome autograph. I love seeing someone take a little bit of pride in their signatures. So thanks, Luis, for that. All right. So 2 cards down. We've got one more. And this one is, wow, this one's interesting. Okay. This is a Topps certified Prime Performers auto, numbered of 300, on card of Whit Merrifield from the Kansas City Royals. Talk about that is a killer card. This is a nice card. Now, as you can see, these are 2 different as you take a look at the different types on the autographs, one of them being the breakout performer, I think being obviously the rookie, and then you have the certified prime probably being more your top tier guys. This is probably where you're going to be finding your Trouts, your Otanis, your bigger name guys, because Whit, people forget during that Royals run, Whit Merrifield had a lot of time there when he was quite a big guy in the hobby. And he's still doing his thing. But once again, I love that they use the background on this product. They've crafted something cool with using the background but still creating borders. Like the borders just go around, they continue, but the background kind of shows through, and I like the feel. I want to see some of the parallels up close in person, as it does look like these being out of 300, all 3 of these being out of 300 actually, or 399. I think they're mostly the base. I do want to see the difference in how they go as they get lower numbered, in terms of the colors and everything out, because I know it is more than just ink. But another nice card, man. I mean, I think I love, like I said, it's got that almost matte finish, but still it has that new sheen. It's a very unique and different finish to the card. But I mean, dude, if you're paying a couple $100 for a box and you're getting 2 on-card autographs, 1 rookie, and then a nice patch with a chance at bat knobs, at cut autos of the Harry Carey's in here, of cut auto relics, things like that. I mean, that's pretty good value for a box these days, especially in baseball, where right now, with the prospect market being gone for so long, people are dying for baseball. You know what I mean? So baseball is kind of seeing a lot of their stuff shoot up as well. Having boxes in this price range, being able to pull this type of content, I think is a great job by Topps to keep it at this level.
I like that Whit Merrifield, man. That's a sweet card. He has a nice auto too. It's a nice auto.
He does. And the other nice thing is, and this goes through the whole product, if it's not a cut or if it's not on a bat knob, most of everything is on card. And I really like that most of the stuff is on card because, it adds that much to the card, obviously, when it is on card. I'm not someone that's against stickers. I understand stickers and I get it, but I like a product that's I've always said I'd rather have a lower print run product that add some more people if you have to. Do whatever you have to do. But if it means to give me on card autos, I don't need 25 different parallels. I don't need different things. I'll take less to give me a little bit more, at least in terms of value.
Oh yeah, it was a nice rip. I definitely like that Whit Merrifield though. That one's a sweet card. That's a sweet card, man.
Yeah, Jacob, the checklist on this with in terms of those type of players, who you're looking at are rookies. You're not going to get Wander Franco and players like that yet. You're going to be looking at Yordan Alvarez, Bo Bichette. You're going to be looking at this year's rookie class, Casey Mize, players like that. You're going to be looking at the 2020, 2021 rookie class, because this, of course, is, as we were discussing the other day, baseball obviously divided into Bowman, which handles the prospects and the minors, and Topps, which handles the big leagues. This being the big leagues, you won't see Franco yet, even though you will soon. Now, I don't think he's in it. I doubt it. They may have tried to put Kelenic in it, but I doubt they could get him in here yet, since technically, he hadn't been called up at the time. But those were the guys. But when you look at some of this stuff, just the actual content that you can get on some of the big monster hits, you've got everybody from Rod Carew, Ken Griffey Jr., like I said, Harry Carey cut signatures. They've got something that's really cool, which are button relics. They have really neat relics in this set. We pulled one of the base ones, but there's a lot of really cool ones: bat knobs, buttons, lots of different material. They went with multiple swatches this year, as opposed to just changing up the colors on the patches. I mean, lots of the veteran content in this, Jacob, is absolutely incredible. If you're looking for something where you can pull some very nice vet content for a good price, this is an incredible product for that. They've got a lot of dual autos, which pair a vet with a new player. They've got dual vets, but a lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of vets, and it's a very deep checklist. Like I said, a lot of big names. Obviously, other guys mixed in. People like Whit Merrifield, someone who's not the top guy, Mike Trout, so to speak, or Fernando Tatis, because they all can't be a Tatis or anything like that. But there are a tremendous amount of amazing players in this checklist. Corey Seager has stuff in here. I'll just go down the list of one right here for you. The bat knobs checklist. You've got Albert Bell, Andrew Jones, Bobby Abreu, Austin Riley, Kirby Puckett, Miguel Cabrera, Luke Voigt, Mike Trout, Cole Tucker, Derek Jeter, Dave Winfield, Jose Canseco. I wonder if it's got juice on it. Jeff Bagwell, JD Martinez, Will Clark, Will Myers. I mean, it's an incredibly deep checklist. Ron Santo, Ozzie Albies, Ronald Acuna, Reese Hoskins, Jose Altuve. It's a massive checklist full of great players. Greg Maddux is in this, not the bat knobs, of course, but a lot of really good vet content. So, not every product needs to be, at least, I don't know about you, but not Kenneth, but not in my eyes, not every product needs to be something that's so rookie centric that you're chasing all the time. Like I said, yeah. I like products like this where you can kind of get a mix of everything. You get a nice patch card, which could end up being something ridiculous, some cut auto or something crazy. You get a very nice rookie auto, and then you get a really nice vet auto, and you get it on some quality content and some quality card stock.
Yeah, definitely with that checklist that you were saying too. I mean, if I was trying to rip that, I'd love to get like a Miguel Cabrera or like a Derek Jeter or something. I mean, that'd be crazy. And stuff like that always sells too. Even vet stuff, vet autos, people love those.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, those are the guys that still run the hobby. I mean, that's really. I mean, they're what made the hobby what it is. These guys, we wouldn't care about all these other guys if it weren't for Griffey. If it wasn't for Jeter, everyone else to doing what they did, we would not give a crap about any of these other guys. So, I mean, they paved the way. There's a reason they should be in here. And Jacob, I agree. Gleyber Torres is someone that I do not understand why he does not get the hobby love that he deserves. He has he checks off every single box in the needed to succeed in the baseball hobby world. Decent bat, needs to get a little bit better. Decent in the field, Yankee, hyped prospect. I mean that normally equals like massive sales, but his stuff unfortunately never seems to move. So Torres is an interesting one for me, but yeah. So guys, that was Tier 1 Baseball 2021. It is out now, of course. You guys can find boxes on eBay. Like I said, they're looking like right around 200, maybe a little bit more. The stuff fluctuates like crazy, but like I said, this is it's a low numbered set. I mean, all these autographs, the relics are 199 or less, 399 or less. The autographs start at like some of these are serial numbered at 5 or less. A lot of the autograph Tier 1 set start at 99. So there's not a ton of parallels. There's 3-4 parallels, which if you're a rainbow collector these days, I actually think is awesome because you can build a rainbow and have a nice display without having to put it in a binder and pull it out and show somebody. Because as someone that likes to build those rainbows, I have a ton of them that on display that are now in full binders just to fill up half of the set without even getting into the rest of them. So, I like a product like this. I think it's a great entry. I think it's a great entry into a mid-level product. When you're getting past Series 1 maybe, but you don't want to go full into Transcendent and get into these insane, $1,000 boxes, Tier 1 I think is a wonderful alternative to that entry into mid-level, so to speak.
I feel like it'd be like the first hobby you'd get into. I think
yes.
for the price, it's definitely. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think they did a great job, and from someone that's paid attention to Tier 1 for quite some time, I really, really like what they did with the cards. The cards, once again, look absolutely beautiful. We'll show them one more time. Of course, Luis Garcia out of 300. Rookie auto, just the backgrounds on these are just so stunning. I can't wait to get some white box pictures and put these up on the site and show you guys. The Whit Merrifield, which is just absolutely beautiful, and then you've got the Miguel Sano. So that's gonna wrap up Tier 1, guys. Once again, Topps 2021 Tier 1 baseball. So I got a couple of announcements to make before we wrap up the show. But before I do go, once again, Kenneth, thanks for joining me, man. I've been wanting to have you on one of the shows for a little while, but tell everybody a little bit about where they can find you, if they want to interact on social media and check some of your stuff out.
Yeah, so you could check it out on YouTube. It's literally just my first and last name, how it appears right here. All my contact info is in every video, is in every description video. So you can email me, you can reach out to me on Instagram, Twitter, even Facebook. Pretty much we're gonna be traveling this whole summer to a bunch of shows, local, national. It's gonna be a great summer, man. I think it's the hobby, it's right now up in the air to a lot of people, but I think it's very great. As long as you build relationships and, have fun, that's really what it's all about. So, I'm excited for this summer, and I hope to meet as many people as I can.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, hey, we'll do something at the National. I know you're going to be going to the National, so
Yeah.
I mean, what we'll be doing, I'm sure we'll be running into probably filming a lot of the same stuff. We'll do some stuff together for the National, of course, because that's what this stuff is. And one thing I love about the content creation in this community is bringing it together, getting everyone to come together. I think it's one of the best things about this hobby because this hobby does not exist if everybody is out for only themselves and then it isn't in it for the community. The community has to stay there and the community has to be built and cultivated. Otherwise, it dies. It loses the essence of what makes it great, and that's ultimately going to push the wrong people out. So,
Yes.
it's been a pleasure to have you in the content hobby world. Obviously, you being local, I heard of some of your stuff quite early and have loved what's been going on with everything and wish you luck in the future, man. But thanks so much for joining the show, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Drew, for having me on. Hope to be on again, and we'll talk soon because we'll see each other at every show.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Take it easy. All right. So once again, thanks to Kenneth Fornos. Guys, check out his YouTube channel. This dude's got some great content. Yeah, he has come out of nowhere. And he has not been doing it for a very long time, but puts out some amazing stuff. And he's very knowledgeable. He studies, he does his homework. He is someone that is really in this because he cares about the hobby and he understands what good content can provide for people. And it's not just entertainment. It's not just there's a lot of knowledge that can be given to people and there's a lot of stuff that you can learn and so check out Kenneth's stuff. Kenneth is super chill and cool. Kenneth is the man. Love seeing him at the shows. Hope he makes it out to the Philly show, which is what I'm about to talk about. If not, I'll definitely see him at the National, which I hope to see you guys at, which brings me to the couple of announcements here. So we're going to be going, obviously, next week. I'm going to be headed to the Philly show. So we are going to do a show, but it is going to be pushed back until probably, we'll probably just take the week off. We'll probably end up just taking the week off unless I'm going to try and set something up. We may have a surprise kind of spur of the moment, maybe 12-hour notice type of crazy thing. If we can set something up at the Philly show, we may do a show there in Philly. I'm talking to somebody trying to work out some pretty cool stuff. So we might do something there. If not, then we'll do it the following week. And the reason we didn't do any giveaways during the show today is because I'm about to put a huge giveaway up that's going to run through the entire convention, everything along those lines. And so be on the lookout for those giveaways. I hope a lot of you have started to get some of those. And please check if you're watching the show or if you're watching the replay, check to see if you won. A lot of people, I've even reached out and sent DMs and tried to find these names and send names and like, hey, I've got some pretty cool stuff for you. Yeah, it's free and I'd like to give it to you, but I can't get in touch with you. So please, guys, get in touch with me. Let me know. I'd love to get it to you. But so thanks to Kenneth for joining the show. And we will be taking a week off. We will be back after Philly and the National. We will be going live from the National. We will be doing the show there. We will be doing a lot of very special stuff there. And we're going to be, if the main stage happens and if the main stage is what it's supposed to be, then we're going to take Let Me Get That Potograph's time slot. We're going to split it as Let Me Get That Potograph and Let Her Rip, and we're like we did last year, and we're going to bust a box on stage, on the main stage at the National, do the show there. That way we can get a lot of kids involved like we did last year. I thought that was awesome with Stu and the guys at Mojo Break and everybody we had. It was a blast, and we've got some really cool surprises this year as well. So looking forward, glad the National's back. We're going to be there. It's going to be awesome. I hope a lot of you guys are, because we'd like to I'd love to meet the ones of you that I have not met, and I'd love to see the ones that I have again. The ones that I have met, I actually like you guys. Just kidding. But well, not just kidding. I do like it, but But yeah, so once again, Emily, Tops, thank you so much for Tier 1 baseball. And also, guys, the big Denver show coming up. You make sure to check it out. There is a massive show going on in just a couple of weeks. It is going to be it's an up and coming West Coast show that is probably one of the best. The West Coast needs a show like this, and the people putting it on are diehard people in this hobby and have set up an incredible setups going on in a couple of weeks. So make sure you check that out as well, especially since the West Coast seems to not be getting that much love, at least in the big hobby show scene. But yeah, so we'll be in Philly next week, so we'll be off, but we'll also be announcing, and this is the big news, is I will be announcing a new co-host. There will be a new permanent co-host. It'll definitely be after Philly, but a new co-host will be announced. Very excited, narrowing it down between a couple of different people that we're talking to, just deciding which direction we take it as the show gets a lot bigger, and some pretty big stuff is about to happen. So looking forward to that. So look for a brand new co-host to be joining the show soon. But until then, and in the meantime, we will be having tons of guest hosts. Emily from Tops will be joining us soon. Tracy from Panini will be joining us again very soon. Brian Gray is going to be coming on, and Leaf will be making their letter rip debut here soon. A lot of cool stuff coming up. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But guys, yeah, Jacob, new co-host. It is going to happen. We are going to have a new co-host. Got a couple of different people that we've spoken to and are just discussing the logistics of everything. As you know, it is a live show and it's a weekly show, and people have lives. So, and we're figuring everything out at the moment, as well as what platform this is on, as we may take it a little different direction. But as we said from the beginning, every show grows, every show evolves. Hopefully it keeps getting bigger and better. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I know I enjoy bringing it to you guys every week. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Thank you to Tops, to Emily, to all of you guys out there. New episode of Let Me Get That Potograph will be out as well from the Philly show. So some new content as well on that end. And as always, Hobby Hotline, 11 a.m. every single Saturday. But guys, it's been a pleasure. It's always fun. Till next time, you guys have a good one. Peace.